Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, again, Mark Johnson with the Washington Retail Association, here today in support of this legislation. I didn't realize the concealment law wasn't already in Washington state law until I met the two officers that just testified, and they said it would be a good improvement for a tool for using that. I think they hit the nail on the head that this is a matter of safety. When a perpetrator or possible thief exits the store and starts running for the car or the getaway car, that's when bad things happen and people get hurt, both the loss prevention officer and the perpetrator as well. Two real life examples that I'd like to highlight. One was at a grocery store in the Rainier Valley area up in Seattle. And this person, and it was interesting that the one of the previous speakers mentioned meat. And this person had especially had very puffy pants on and was stuffing very expensive steaks down their puffy pants to the tune of about $300. They were not trying to feed their family. They were taking the steaks and selling it to local restaurants for resale. Pennies on the dollar, oftentimes still in the wrapper from my member's store. And they were using that to, unfortunately, purchase narcotics and other drugs for their habit. And those are the kind of cases we're trying to get at. We're not trying to get the person, and I had a law enforcement officer after the hearing in the Senate come up to me and he goes, well, I'll go to a Home Depot with a bolt and I'm looking for a nut, and I'll put it in my pocket and I'll find the nut and I'll stick it on and I'll stick it in my pocket. And sometimes I'll walk out to this car and I'll go, oh yeah, I forgot to pay for that nut. Am I guilty of concealment? And that's not who we're after. We're after the person, the example was given, that's going in and concealing very expensive, high-dollar, rechargeable screwdrivers and tools of that nature. That's the folks that we're after, the theft rings. We're not after the person that's buying the nut and forgets and puts it in their pocket. So we think this is a well-reasoned, we've worked with the defense bar, and I hope they testify today. We changed the bill to tighten it up to make sure that we weren't going after somebody that inadvertently stick something in their pocket, and I think the language that was changed in the Senate reflects that. So we encourage you to move the bill forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I could jump in real quick as well.
Please.
So the Retail Association, I actually serve on the board of directors for the Washington State Organized Retail Crime Alliance, which is made up of police officers, prosecutors, and loss prevention officers, and myself. And yes, they do trespass quite a few that they don't want returning to their stores, that they have caught and convicted and had problems with theft in the past. So they do use that tool quite a bit.
Representative Hayes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Carolyn or Mark, could you discuss or do you have information regarding the loss to your industries?
I don't have the numbers on ours. We could get that.
I've heard some figures in the past, and they're pretty dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you have anything specific to this state.
Well, the state of Washington is about 2% of the national market. The Retail Federation estimates $45 billion in loss each year. So 2% of 45.
I got to think that that'd be a cost driver as well, right? Something that even drives up the cost of products.
It is huge, and guess who's paying it? All of you and us. It's in higher costs. The grocery industry, and I don't think you mentioned this, is a razor thing. What's your profit margin?
1% usually, 1 to 1.5.
I mean,
that's a good store.
Tiny.
So whether you're a small mom and pop store or big Macy's or Home Depot or something like that.
The average 7-Eleven franchisee take home is about $50,000.
Thank you.
Everybody involved could potentially be, but definitely I think the point you're getting at is the ringleader is the one we're really after. If there is nobody out there inciting the action to take place in the first place, then there would never be a flash mob. So we're trying to send a message to somebody that says, hey, this would be a lot of fun to go attack a 7-Eleven or a Shell station or a Walmart or a Target, or you pick a store. If we can get the ringleaders from even organizing in the first place, that's our real goal. And they're the ones that should have the most severe penalties by far. Take somebody to organize on Facebook or some other social media platform bad behavior like that.
Okay.